right, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and tonight's review will be on the movie The Onion Field. So this is a first time watch for me. The only reason I actually gave this movie a shot was because of the cast. And the funny thing is, I thought the cast was bigger than it actually was. I did not read anything about what this movie was about. I literally heard it was a true story and saw the cast and was like, all right, I gotta see this. In this, we have James Woods, Ted Danson, John Savage, and Franklin Seals. Yeah, I got that right. So a little quick summary into this is a movie about two cops who get abducted, taken out to a field, and one of them shot and the other one gets away. The one that gets away goes through guilt for the rest of his life, and the two that did the killing literally go through trial and evade actually ever going, well, not, I shouldn't say actually ever going, but evade any real justification right away. They're able to bob and weave the justice system. So the first thing about this movie that I noticed is James Woods did actually a fantastic job of being an evil piece of crap. Like, for real. He did a really good job of that in this movie. My favorite person out of all the people in this movie was the first person to die. So that part kind of sucked. The movie itself was kind of crazy. Like, there was a few parts in this movie that I was like very unexpected. I shouldn't say it was crazy. It was just there was those few parts. One being the shower scene in the prison, and two being the scene where officer that survived was home alone with baby while baby was crying. That whole scene, I literally thought the worst. Like, it seemed like that's where they were going with it. That was crazy. That whole scene was crazy. What he did to the baby was nuts. Like, what? But he was going through so much, but that doesn't excuse what he did, of course. And the other thing, the movie itself, the main thing that I read and that I feel the same way is the movie was very slow paced. Very slow paced. And that definitely is probably why most people did not give it a higher grade. Same here for me. The other thing that I noticed in this movie the justice system back then was not what it is today. And that was crazy. Like, watching this and it's like, how were they able to not get punished right away? They knew they were there. They knew they were involved. Like, they were literally blaming each other for killing this guy with the extra 4 shots. But yet nothing really happened until eventually it did. Like, that was crazy. Excuse me. So, with that being said, director, we have Harold Becker, who also did Mercury Rising with Bruce Willis, and that's actually a really good movie. He did that movie. I actually really like that one. It's like the deaf kid, and I think he's deaf. I can't remember. But that's a really good movie. And then he also did Domestic Disturbance with Vince Vaughn and John Travolta. That movie is also very good. This guy does kind of like, I'm not saying they're like 10 out of 10s or anything, but those two movies, I like both of them. IMDb gave this a 6.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 87%. Video Hound gave it a 3.5 out of 4. Bubblegum Reviews gave it a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't a terrible movie. I always like true stories. So those two things helped it. But like I said, the slow pacing was not helping it. And those crazy scenes, I wouldn't say they made me like the movie more. But it didn't, I don't know. The main thing was the pacing, and it wasn't a movie where I'm literally going to rewatch this. I have it for sale. So, if you're interested, here it is. Box office of 9.89 mil on a budget of 2.6. So 7.6 million back in 1979. Yeah, it's not really like, this wasn't a big time movie, I guarantee it. I guarantee this people weren't rushing to theaters to see The Onion Field. Even though true stories have to have some sort of appeal to people, I feel like, because they're like, oh, based on a true story? I gotta see what's this about. My interesting fact on this is this feature film debuts Franklin Seals and Ted Danson. So this is Ted Danson's feature or debut, which is crazy because I don't really know who Franklin Seals is aside from another movie that he was in. I know more Ted Danson than I do Franklin Seals. And honestly, Ted Danson had a way bigger career than Franklin Seals. But it's just, I mean, back in 1979. I don't know. That's crazy. And anyways, up next, I have two movies. One, this is going to be next for sure. The Sword and the Stone. I freaking love this movie. Like I said in my last review. Can't wait. Can't wait. Sword and the Stone. And then get back on the old X-Men. Oh, yeah. X-Men 2. Got to get going on that. So those are my next two. Stay tuned for those. You guys have a good night. Like and subscribe. Check out my Letterboxd. Check out my eBay. Check out all this stuff back here. Yeah, I got all sorts of stuff for sale. More and more keeps coming in. You guys have a good night and see you guys next time. Bubblegum out.